Welcome to AIGP News. I'm Steve Sanders. In this week's top story, Osama bin Laden was unarmed when the U.S. Navy SEALs shot him and killed him. So in short, the Jedi won't kill unarmed prisoners, but the Navy SEALs will. They're Sith! Sith, I tell you, we need to wage war! The U.S. government has been debating whether to release photos and videos of Osama bin Laden after being killed, but they say it's too gruesome. Well, we here at AIGP News have managed to get a hold of the photo, and here it is. Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. I'm going to have nightmares for a week. Reportedly, the Navy SEALs went through the compound, taking people prisoners, and arresting them with zip ties. Not zip ties? No, not zip ties. They can't escape from zip ties unless they have something pointy. Now, after they shot bin Laden, they went back through the compound, taking their prisoners with them, and then immediately shot them because they were unarmed. The mansion bin Laden was hiding in has been called modest by some, spacious by others, elegant by some more, and by Nicolas Cage said he wanted to buy it. Even though he's broke, he's always wanted a mansion in a war-torn country other than New Orleans. Bin Laden supposedly felt so secure in this mansion that he was going to stay in it for 6 years. In those 6 years, he planned on learning French cooking and writing a book called Are You There, Whiskey? It's Me, Osama. The neighbors of this mansion reportedly thought the people inside were kind of weird because they rarely came out, only 2 came out for funerals, and they never donated to charity. But they also thought they were just trying to be more American. After Osama bin Laden's death, 1 in 4 Americans thought President Obama was doing a better job. Which means to get better ratings, you have to kill people. Hey Socky, can you come in here for a minute? Yes? Now our ratings will triple. Analysts say Obama's new improvement rating will not hold through to the 2012 elections. They say people will focus more on jobs and health care and other problems with domestic problems. They say if he wants the popularity to hold through, he needs to nuke Cuba. Pakistan has denied hiding Osama bin Laden in their country. The U.S. says this is fishy and wants to get to the bottom of the issue, meaning we will soon be at war with Pakistan. Pakistan says that they do not hide terrorists and those rumors are completely untrue, though Osama bin Laden was hiding in a military town, so either they're hiding him or they have the worst military since France. Well, that's all the Osama bin Laden news we're doing for this week, so if that's all you came for, you can turn it off now. The polar ice caps are melting at an accelerated rate according to a new report, though this is old news since it was first reported 20 years ago. This new report says the ocean might rise by over 5% in 50 years. Though I'm not worried about it because I smoke and drink a lot of pop and will probably be dead in 20 years. The Senate Democrats have figured out a budget that would cut over $4 trillion in spending and would increase revenue by $1 billion. This new budget requires waving a magic wand and saying some magic words. This new budget, though, would cut nothing from Medicare and would leave it alone, unlike the Republican budget, which would drastically slash Medicare, proving once again why everyone in Washington needs fired. The destruction of our Missouri will reportedly ease the tensions of flooding in the small Illinois town of Cairo, though it did flood thousands of acres of land. Congratulations, government, for the Dumbass Award. This destruction of this levee will reportedly not help towns further downstream who are facing 20% increased flooding risk. So in short, those higher crop prices you're paying for went to save a town of 5 people. The majority of voting Americans are age 45 and older according to the latest U.S. Census. Meaning, woohoo, I'm finally in a minority. Wonder if I can get those scholarships now. This new census also said that there are less married couples with children and more Mexicans. Congratulations, Census, in telling us something we already knew. Officials are trying to identify a badly decomposed and partially mummified body found in former Playboy playmate Yvette Vickers' home. Well, if the body is decomposed and partially mummified, it could be Hugh Hefner. Yvette Vickers, who was a Playboy playmate in the 50s and starred in a lot of B-movies that I'm not going to name all of them, neighbors said she had a great smile and blonde hair. Her turn-ons include long walks, capitalism and puppies. Her turn-offs, badly decomposed, partially mummified bodies. I guess this is just a bad week for her. Cleveland Indians outfielder Shin Shu was arrested for DUI this week. I didn't know the Cleveland Indians actually existed. I thought they were just something made up for the movies. Shin Shu, who is the best Cleveland player, was arrested and is the latest MLB player to be arrested for DUI. The Cleveland Indians are currently in first place, and hell has officially frozen over. GM and Ford sales are up, which makes sense because I don't think we're going to see a car out of Japan in a while. It's being reported that the best-selling cars for Ford and GM are compact hybrid cars, which makes sense with rising gas prices, and this trend will continue at least until Japan makes better cars. The U.S. government has sued Deutsche Bank this week, saying it falsely claimed government-approved mortgages. I expect the U.S. government to lose because, let's face facts, what lawyer would want to make work for the government when they can make more money in the private sector? This lawsuit stems from Deutsche Bank wanting the government to give mortgage guarantees on loans that they say it wasn't approved of. Meaning this is the worst thing a mortgage company has done this week. Now here's a special editorial by J. Jonah Jameson about real-life superheroes. Take it away, J. Jonah.
As Mr. Jameson to you, senators, and you know what, I'm tired of your cocky attitude. News is something to be inspired by, to be taken seriously, not be made fun of and mocked. News keeps people informed, and helps people make decisions about life. News is not funny, nor should it ever be funny. We don't need you clowns making fun of news. We need news taken seriously, because it's serious business. Now for those of you so-called superheroes in real life, wearing masks and tights. Real heroes shouldn't have to hide his identity. They shouldn't have to hide in shadows like a coward. They should show themselves immediately. They're villains. They're menaces, because only villains hide in the shadows and stalk people at night. Real heroes should be open and honest about what they're doing. Let people know who they are if they have nothing to hide. Take these so-called heroes in Seattle. Help the homeless. What are they hiding? Are they really helping the homeless, or do they have a secret plan? I think these so-called heroes secretly gain the homeless trust to use them in a scheme to rob banks or to fight for money. That's what they're doing, so they can make money off the homeless, and it's sickening. And if they weren't, then they'd have nothing to hide. That's why they wear masks, because they have something to hide in their menaces. Then there's this so-called woman Terrifica, who patrols New York bars to stop men from having sex with drunk women. What's she hiding? Well, I'll tell you what she's hiding. We here at the Daily Bugle have looked it up, and we found out that she's taken off her costume and having sex with these men herself. See, that's what that Terrifica's doing. She's having sex with the men herself. She's a menace. A menace, I tell you. Her and all these masked people should be locked up. Locked up and thrown away the key. Then there's this parking angel in Toronto who says his job is to save people from parking tickets. Maybe this so-called hero is really a meter maid who doesn't want to give out parking tickets. Maybe he has some sort of mission, a diabolical plan to destroy the world. Who knows, but he's a menace, I tell you, a menace. Finally, there's this man in England who cuts clamps off car tires. This menace costing police money. Buy more clamps. You know, then your taxes go up because police have to buy more clamps. He's a menace, I tell you. Destroying valuable police property. He should be locked up with all the rest of these costumed heroes. And Spider-Man is the ultimate menace. He's a criminal. He's a criminal, I tell you. And he's a menace to society. He should be locked up. He should be locked up and thrown away the key.
Thank you, Mr. Jameson, but if someone cut the clamp off my car, I'd be happy.
Now don't you go to supporting these menaces, these vigilantes who hide behind their masks. They should be locked up, and they should throw away the key for these menaces.
Well, now for celebrity news. The golden-voiced homeless man Ted Williams is headed back to rehab. Do not confuse this Ted Williams with the legendary baseball player Ted Williams, who only was in rehab once. The golden-voiced homeless man will return to the rehab center he abandoned earlier this year. He is reportedly going back to regain his strength and stop doing crack. Floyd Mayweather Jr. reportedly threatened to shoot guards who were ticketing his car. Everyone knows you don't threaten to shoot people who ticket your car. You just show them the beautiful women you're with and then mock them for the 300-pound whales they go home to. Hilary Duff has been dropped from playing Bonnie in the new Bonnie and Clyde movie, proving that even the most irrelevant celebrity can still make the news. Lindsay Lohan has said Paris Hilton is just plain mean. Unlike Lindsay Lohan, who is just plain slutty. Sources are saying CBS is lying about Katie Couric to try to keep her down. CBS reportedly said she is only 35 and is at the top of her game. Justin Bieber's crew is mutinying over 2 upcoming tour dates in Japan. Expect them to take over the show, as Justin Bieber does not seem that good with a rapier. Oksana, some German name, ex-wife of Mel Gibson, has reportedly been trying to get back in touch with Mel Gibson. He refused to speak to her and sent her to his beaver, who is very rude. Teen mom Amber was in tears this week as a judge ordered her to go to trial for beating her baby's daddy. Meaning in the celebrity world there is justice, as long as you're on the D-list. Donald Trump has pulled out of driving the pace car at the Indianapolis 500, meaning the one guy who paid to watch Donald Trump drive will be disappointed. Now here's a special cooking segment from Socky the sock puppet that he made before I decided to hit him with a tomahawk. Hello, I'm Socky the sock puppet, and today I'm going to cook again. So today we're making pancakes. Now I recommend a just add water pancake mix, like this one. These make good pancakes. Now you want to pour some in a bowl. Like that. Now you want to go over to the sink and add some water. Now we got the bowl here. You want to put it in the sink. Now after you've added the water, you want to stir it up. Now we have the proper consistency. Just look. You want it smooth and not lumpy, but you also want to have to put a little pressure there to stir it. So now we got the pancake mix ready. We got to prepare the griddle. Now I use a griddle to make my pancakes. You can use whatever you want. Pan. I prefer a griddle. Now you want to spray the griddle with non-stick cooking spray. Once you got it sprayed, you add your pancakes. Most people just make a spoonful. I like my pancakes a little bit bigger, so I put a little bit more on there. Now that we got the pancakes on the griddle, you turn the griddle on. Now we rush out the bowl and wait for the pancakes. And wait for the pancakes to start having some holes in the top.
Now, you see how these pancakes got the lumps on them? That means it's time to flip. That's what you want them to look like, nice and brown. Now you wait about 2 minutes and it'll be all done. You can eat it with butter, jam, maple syrup like I like, or anything else. Well, that's all for today.
I'm glad that bastard's dead. Now for sports news. Lakers player Ron Artest will be suspended for 1 game. He is suspended for reportedly grabbing a guy and clotheslining him, purposely fouling him. Expect Artest to use his time off to go into wrestling, where his finisher will be the clothesline from the Lakers. Maryland coach Gary Williams is retiring. He said it felt like the right time to retire. He will now spend his days in the garden and telling kids to get off his lawn. Celtics coach Doc Rivers said he expects all of his players to be ready for a game on Sunday, including Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal hasn't been ready for a game in 5 years. I don't know why they expect him to be ready now. The SEC donated $500,000 to Alabama University this week to help them with destruction to help their students and faculty from the tornado this week, or last week, whenever it was. They reportedly wanted to donate to someone who really didn't need it. Major League Baseball has said they want more of LA Dodgers' financial documents. Now I wonder if they want the real ones, or the ones the old owner cooked up in the kitchen. Golden State Warriors player Stephen Curry is getting the Joe DeMar Sportsmanship Award. Now, I thought I've heard of all the states, including the obscure ones like Iowa and Utah, but I've never heard of a state called Golden. Washington Capitals coach has said he knows why the fans expect a drastic change after the Capitals were swept in the playoffs. He then added, "Well, we are the only Washington team in 10 years to make it to the playoffs, so give us a break," and was immediately handed a Kit Kat. Now here are this week's basketball scores. That's all the time we have for this week. I'm Steve Sanders, signing off.